What is up, guys, and welcome to Tom's Drams. I'm Tom, and this is the Dram of the Week. Alright guys, welcome to Tom's Drams. This is the Dram of the Week right here. This is Bowmore 15 that we're going to review today. Bowmore 15. What a really good whiskey. This one might be a little bit biased because it is one of my favorites. Just like Highland Park 12 that I reviewed before, Bowmore 15 is just great. If you're new here, make sure to check out the link below where you can find my sheet of all my whiskeys I've ever tasted with tasting notes, scores, and all that good stuff. Also, the scores for this particular one are going to be on there. And the score is a really good one. You can go ahead and check ahead if you want to. So this is Bowmore 15. This is an Islay single malt. This is the darkest edition, which is one that they don't really make anymore. They actually removed the darkest from this one, but as far as I understood, it is actually still the same contents. So this is an Islay malt, which means it is peated just like the Highland Park 12. This one is a little bit more peat in it. So I would say the Highland Park 12 is lightly peated, and I would say this one is medium peated. So this one definitely has some smoke kick to it, but also a really, really heavy, nice sherry influence to the whiskey. So you can also see that by the color. It has a really nice, rich color to it. I'm not sure if you can see that. And it is just one of my absolute favorites. This is a little bottle that I have. I also have a bottle of the 12 and the 18 in these small formats, which I will review as well at some point. So let's get to it. Just incredible, wonderful. This is just an incredible single malt that I just love. So I'm already giving you in advance. I really like this one. So I'm just gonna get a nice little dram here. I think I have one more left in there, and then I can enjoy some other time. All right, so this one is 15 years old. Quite a nice age for a Scotch. For me, often I think like between 15 and 18 years old is often a very ideal age for a Scotch whiskey. In my experience, 15 to 18 years is really an optimal age for complexity. When you go beyond that, the cask influence just gets so strong and overwhelming that for me, it gets a little bit more linear as well. If you get a younger whiskey, you get much more of the distillery character. So between 15 and 18 years, for me, is an ideal age. So this one, 15 years old, heavy sherry, an Islay malt peated. Those are just all the categories that I love very, very much. Those, that just sums up basically what I love about whiskey is this right here. Basically, this is probably, this whiskey doesn't get the highest score of all the whiskeys that I've ever tasted because it is not the most complex whiskey. It's not the most interesting whiskey in terms of all the elements that come together, but this one is the one that I like the most in terms of just enjoying it and tasting it and nosing it. I think this one is, for me, just the best whiskey that I have tried so far in terms of just simply enjoying it. If I just want something nice and, that I want to enjoy, I go for Bowmore 15. Let's get into the tasting notes. Just amazing. So the first thing you get is definitely sweetness, right? Sweetness, a heavy, heavy, heavy sherry influence, like I said. So the first thing that jumps out at you is that. And also smoke. Like I said, there is a medium smokiness to this one. If you would compare this to something like a Highland Park 12, this definitely is smokier than Highland Park. You get a caramel, heavy caramel tone. Some dark fruitiness. Some nuttiness, definitely from the sherry. some raisins, definitely raisins. And then, yes, some orange. Orange is definitely also in this one. So you get orange, you get nuttiness, you get caramel, you get heavy sweetness, brown sugar, the nuttiness. You can, if I would have to pick a certain nut, it would definitely be almonds. Something like hazelnuts is a little bit more like a dusty note. This one is definitely like a nice rounded almond note. And then just that smoke just adds to the complexity of this particular dram. Just for me, if you add smoke to anything, it just improves the complexity immediately. I like myself a heavy sherried Speyside whiskey, but the Islas that are heavily sherried, I just simply adore. You can see the viscosity in the legs as well. It's just beautiful, beautiful whiskey. Let's have a sip. Sláinte. Mm. Mm. Just incredible. Just incredible. The first time that it touches your tongue, you know, when you're pouring it in your mouth, it just hits the tip of your tongue and it's instantly sweet. If you don't enjoy sweetness, this one is not for you. But the instant is sweet, sweet cherry, it's raisins, plums, you know, dark red grapes. This is just wow. And then also, right when you swallow it, and also in the finish, you get a fresh tobacco leaf. That's what else we get. Well, a dried tobacco leaf. You know, I don't really know what a fresh tobacco leaf is. If you get that ever in any whiskey, please let me know. I would love to know what that tastes like. But if you think of a dried tobacco, an unburnt tobacco, that's definitely what you're getting in this one on the taste, for sure. So, you know, that if you imagine that, and also a little bit of oakiness in there as well, but not that much. There's really no bitterness that I can detect at all. So there's really nothing in this whiskey that, you know, I think of as unpleasant, you know, in any single way. The smoke is a nice campfire, bonfire smoke that is just, wow, it's just sweetness and campfire, bonfire smoke, just, you know, that nuttiness in there on the smell. And then that nice tobacco leaf that just, you know, those notes just combine so well together. This is just incredible. This is just a masterpiece. I say this in my tasting notes as well. It's just, the taste is actually pretty similar to the nose. So it, you know, and often in whiskeys you have the nose and the taste differ quite a lot, but in this one they are very similar. But also on the taste you get that tobacco leaf, which it's not as prominent on the taste as on the smell as it is on the taste, but it's, both of them are just incredible. So Bowmore 15, for me, if you look at my tasting notes at the spreadsheet below, you will see that this one gets a 92 out of 100, which is a score that I do not give lightly. So anything above 90 is basically a masterpiece in every single way. It has to be almost perfect. And this one reaches perfection in a lot of ways. Just incredible. I don't have anything bad to say about this one. A little bit of an oaky spiciness on the second sip. But really, everything that I said before stands. What an incredible piece of work, Bowmore. I commend you for making this incredible whiskey. It's just amazing. So you should definitely go right ahead and pick this one up, because this one is just fantastic. I keep repeating myself, but it's really the truth. So Bowmore 15, if you can pick it up, definitely worth it. Definitely at the price. I think it's about 45 euros. So it's definitely worth the price for this one. Yeah, I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.